What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and one of the things that I love about the Rob Core is how you guys work together. I know for a while, Aaron Wilder was asking about asking for like Beyond Omega level stuff, and it was kind of funny because initially it was just him, and then you guys started like jumping on the bandwagon, right? And then you guys were grouping up into packs. Like groups of you guys were like getting together, and like Aaron Wilder would ask, and then it would get like 300 likes, and everybody would comment and be like, "Don't worry, Aaron, we're gonna make sure you get this right." It's cool to see. I love to see the Rob Core working together in that way. You guys are awesome in that way. So, in the spirit of that, I need your all's help. There's a fan that I have named John. And I haven't talked to John for quite some time, but John lived in Loveland, Colorado. And when I first moved out there, John was one of the people that I talked to, right? I just kind of said, "Hey, does anybody here in Loveland want to hang out?" And John and I got lunch. And John was working out, right? He has like a gym and all that kind of stuff. And I'm moving back to Loveland in like between April and May, so sometime in early to mid-April. And I wanted to hit up John so we could start working out because I'm trying to, live a healthier lifestyle. So John, if you're still a fan and you happen to see this, that'd be awesome if you just send me an email, right? If any of you guys out there know the guy that I'm talking about, like if he's like a friend of yours or something like that, just nudge him and say, "Hey man, like Rob is trying to get a hold of you." Just send him an email real quick and just see what's up. Because it'd be cool. It'd be really, really awesome for us to work out together. Because John was a cool guy. He was a Pacific Islander, I think. So he was enormous, right? And not like overweight. The guy had just like a big body structure, right? Like he was just muscular as hell. It was crazy. I was like, Jesus, man. But the guy's gym, he had like a comic-based gym, right? So like he had pictures like the Avengers and stuff, and his plates had like Avengers designs on them, and it was like Batman and things like that. I was like, that's legit. It was awesome. But yeah, if you guys could really help me out with that, that would be awesome. That'd be amazing. The other thing, I want to thank you guys for the response to Pop Culture Explained. It's awesome, right? Like I'm actually looking at the channel right now on YouTube. It's awesome. We're at almost 8,000 subscribers. So we've gained about 7,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. The WandaVision video that we did has like 10,000 views, so it got into the algorithm, which is awesome. So that's thanks to you guys, right? That's thanks to you guys for helping us pull that off. It's cool. Like I love what we're doing over at Pop Culture Explained. Like I love the content that we're making out there. It's fun, it's exciting, it gives us like, infinite opportunity to grow in a wide array of different directions. If I'm being honest, it's one of the things that was always one of the things I didn't necessarily like about Comics Explained is there's a lot of content that you guys love that goes beyond comic books, right? Godzilla, like the movies and stuff like that. And those are things that I always wanted to cover, but they weren't really things that I could cover on Comics Explained because the Comics Explained brand is a comic book channel. But with a Pop Culture Explained brand, it's anything related to pop culture. And so I think this is finally a shot, finally a chance for me to be able to cover a lot of the content that you guys have been wanting to see. This is not just comic book based. The only thing that I probably wouldn't be able to do, because a lot of people have asked about this, is anime and manga. And it's not because I'm not interested, it's because the anime and manga companies do not mess around and they strike the hell out of channels that post up anime and manga, right? So the last thing I want to do is launch a Pop Culture Explained channel and it gets shut down 3 months in because of copyright strikes. Those guys do not play. It's intense, right? So it's not because I don't care or I'm not interested or I'm just ignoring anybody who wants anime and manga. It's not like that. It's just because of the fact that anime and manga channels are super quick on the trigger when it comes to issuing copyright strikes and getting channels shut down. So that's kind of the downside. But for everything else, like I know that we're doing it, like they moved up the release of Godzilla versus Kong to like March 26th. So we're going to do a video on Godzilla and then we're going to do one on Kong, just like Godzilla Explained, Kong Explained, stuff like that. Like it's fun. It's super cool, right? It's super cool. We're doing like Celebrities Explained, which is really awesome. That's kind of the niche thing at the moment. Like we did Stan Lee Explained and like we're just explaining celebrities, which is fun. It's enjoyable. I think Chadwick Boseman is coming up soon. We've got like, I think we're probably going to do like a YouTuber edition, so like explaining YouTubers, which I'm really excited about that because what I'm looking forward to the most in that is kind of giving shout outs to smaller YouTubers that are trying to grow, right? Because there's like a lot of comic book YouTubers out there that are trying to grow their brand and can't really, and are having a difficult time doing it because of the nature of the algorithm or the new rules that YouTube put in place, things like that. And even like YouTubers that I watch outside of comic books, right? They're trying to get their name out there, trying to grow, gaming YouTubers, different things like that, and so on. So I think it'd be cool, right? To like explain those YouTubers, right? To hit them up, say, hey, give us some bullet points about the stuff you're interested in us explaining, and then we'll make a video on you, and then we'll release it, and people will know who you are, and you can get some exposure. I like that. I like that idea. So Anyway, I think it's important. This is one of the things I think is really, really important as a YouTuber, is to give back to the community that has given me so much, right? Because my channel Comics Explained wouldn't be where it was if it wasn't for you guys being as awesome as you are, right? I've got fans. I've got fans. It's one of the coolest things about being Comics Explained. I've got fans who have been here since I had like 1,000 subscribers. I met one of you guys in Denver Comic Con. It was the coolest thing in the world, right? It was, dude, it was the coolest thing in the world. I met one of you guys at Denver Comic Con. I recorded a video, I put it on Instagram and everything, right? Like, I'm at Denver Comic Con, right? Dude, I love story time. I love telling stories. You guys know how I get excited, right? You guys know how I get excited, right? So I'm at Denver Comic Con. This video requesting help to find a guy named John has just totally gone off the rails. Okay, so I was at Denver Comic Con one year, and I'm just walking around the con floor, right? Just kind of walking around and looking at things and checking stuff out. And like Benny or Sal or somebody sends me a text and says, hey man, there's a fan here looking for you. And I was like, okay, well then give me a few minutes and I'll be back there, right? Because we had a table set up and I told people ahead of time, like, hey, come check us out at Denver Comic Con. I may not necessarily be at that table, but if I'm not there, hit up Benny or somebody, they'll get a hold of me and I'll come over there and I'll hang out, right? And so I get over there and like, it's a fan, right? This guy who's been following me since I had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. This guy flipped. Like as soon as he saw me, he was like, oh my God, and started losing his mind. It was the coolest thing ever, right? I met a fan at Baltimore Comic Con who gave me this little bitty figurine of Lex Luthor in his battle armor, like his green and purple battle armor. It was awesome, right? Like it's stuff like that. Right? Comics Explained is successful, a lot of, partly because of the work that I've put in, cranking out content, things like that, but also because I think that here with the Rob Core in our fan base, we've amassed a pretty awesome group of people. And I love that idea. I love the idea of being able to say, like, we've amassed an awesome fan base, right? Of people from all walks of life, doctors and lawyers and teachers and like people who work all these different kinds of professions, right? Just all these different kinds of professions who just have a love of comics and love to just kind of hang out with me while I get super excited and talk about amazing things, like when Franklin Richards resurrected Galactus from the dead and made him his herald, like stuff like that. Right? Like just things like that, right? It's exciting. It's exciting. It's super exciting. But yeah, I think that as a YouTuber, one of the most important things to do is to give back to the community, right? It's to give back to the community. And that's why I like the idea of using Pop Culture Explained as a means to, one, expose, to bring exposure to smaller YouTubers who would have a hard time getting it on their own. And then two, just kind of cover topics that you guys would love to see that I just wouldn't normally be able to cover on Comics Explained. So anyway, guys, yeah, if you guys can help me find John, that would be awesome. I'll be scouring my email. Hopefully John's still a fan. He may have moved on or may have, started to he may not necessarily be a fan of the content that we're creating right now on Comics Explained, which is fine. People grow, they change, their interests change, and that's just the nature of the world. But anyway, guys, we're going to bring this to an end. Hopefully you guys can help me out here, and I will catch you all later. Peace.